After running hundreds of campaigns on Meta, I'm going to show you the 20%, which is the offer, which actually gets 80% of the results. This is the 80-20 when it comes to running Facebook ads. In this video, I'll break down the various types of buyer and seller campaigns that we run to be able to generate leads for our clients and the pros and cons of each of them so that you can figure out which one will be best for you. So I'm going to share some slides. I actually created these on Claude using the Fable 5 model, which is actually really impressive. I'm just going to share my screen so you can visually see this. So your offer is the campaign. It's not the targeting, it's not the creative. The offer does 80% of the heavy lifting. The offer you put in front of your market decides your cost per lead quality, and how far the campaign can scale as well. In this breakdown, I'll go through every core offer we run for buyers and sellers with the pros and cons of each, so you can pick the right one for your situation. So we have 2 campaign goals and 4 core offers. So there's 2 types of buyer campaigns which we typically run, and 2 types of seller campaigns. These are general buyer and seller campaigns. We do actually also run just listed and just sold campaigns. Just listed campaigns are run so that we can generate buyer leads off the back of that, and that would depend on the price points of the property and various other things when it comes to advertising that property. And then we also run just sold campaigns, which would generate seller leads off the back of these. And the reason we would run these, it's not because it gets us the highest ROI or highest trackable ROI, but it's more for branding purposes. So yes, they generate leads off the back of it, but it's more so about letting the market know that you're actually selling and listing homes in your market as well. So firstly, when it comes to buyer campaigns, the first offer is a list of homes under a certain price point. The second offer is a list of foreclosure or distressed deals. When it comes to seller campaigns, the first offer is CMA or home valuation type offers, and the second offer is a cash offer for the. So firstly, a broad offer means we will get the highest ROI on the back end. The broader the appeal of your offer, the cheaper and more scalable your leads and your ads. We optimize for volume on the front end, and quality is created through systems and filtering on the back end. So the reason a broad offer is best to run and is most scalable is because it has maximum appeal. And so we get a lower cost per lead, and we have more room to scale because we have more room to reach people. And if you, for example, ran a very narrow offer, what that means is you just need to keep changing the creatives. Otherwise, we'll hit ad fatigue, which is basically when people keep seeing the same ad again and again, and it stops being effective. So next, we are kind of controlling the quality from the form. So often we would start with collecting name, email, and phone number, but we will add more questions if it makes sense, if the trade-off makes sense, meaning the quality goes up more than the cost per lead goes up. Next, we would automate. So we have systems, automation, and AI, work every lead instantly. So that's all like hands off. We have the systems in place to maximize the conversion rate, have speed to lead, which is really important as well. And then the last step is we would have the ISA call all of the leads for you as well. So an ISA is an inside sales agent. It's basically somebody who calls and follow-ups all of your leads for you and sets appointments or live transfers them over to you. And this is extremely crucial because most people will call 2 or 3 times, whereas we actually call like 10 times for the clients that we work with. You're literally leaving 70% plus of the value on the table by only calling 2 or 3 times. So it's very important to have that ISA in place as well, if you're not going to be able to call 10 times. And here we're optimizing for volume on the front end, and then we have the back end conversion systems in place, and that's what's going to produce the highest ROI. So the first buyer offer is a homes under X price point. So we advertise a list of homes below a set price point. It's normally starting at 20% below the median home price in your market. The pros of this is it has broad appeal. It keeps cost per lead low. And the cons is if we raise the price point on the ad, lead cost also rises, and because fewer people can afford it. Higher price points do lift lead quality, but and higher price points do lift lead quality and budgets, but the trade-off is usually not worth the extra cost per lead. The second and best offer we've run is a list of foreclosure homes, because everybody loves a good deal. So this gets us the lowest cost per lead of any buyer campaign we've ever run. And this has honestly worked in every single market we've ever tested this in. Here we get the widest range of buyers. We get deal hunters across every budget and also investors with a lot of cash to invest. And this is, our number one performing buyer offer overall. When it comes to sellers, we run the tried and tested CMA, or comparative market analysis. This is something that's been used in real estate for decades. We just simply run it digitally. It's a classic offer that sellers understand and trust. It's just digitized for the purposes of Facebook ads. And this works because homeowners are, always curious about the value of their property, and they raise their hands willingly. And you can differentiate this by adding more value on top of the valuation to make the offer more attractive as well. So maybe you want to offer a ebook, for example, going through the 7 top mistakes sellers make when selling. And now you've kind of differentiated yourself from other people running that same ad. And that way you will outcompete them as well. The second offer is a cash offer for their home. So we advertise a fast cash purchase for a different seller psychology and a different kind of lead. The pros of this is we get a lower cost per lead than a CMA campaign. It attracts genuinely motivated sellers who want to move fast, and it's ideal for investors hunting for motivated seller deals. And the reason this would give you a lower cost per lead, by the way, just to kind of go into the psychology of it, is at the end of the day, these sellers, they want money for their home. So this is the most direct route of getting them to their end goal. And that's why it's more attractive than even like the CMA campaign, which is also a good campaign. But the cons of this campaign when it comes to offering a cash offer is that home prices on these leads generally run lower. It's less suited to agents chasing full market value listings. And the part that most agents miss is that they just send over the information and they never have a conversation with these people. So you never just want to hand over the offer instantly. How you deliver the offer matters as much as the offer itself. So when it comes to sellers, don't just auto send the valuation. It's going to be vague anyway. Explain that to them. That online portal estimates are vague. They know nothing about the specifics of the home, and offer to visit the property and give a genuinely accurate value. When it comes to buyers, you're offering a list of homes. So have a conversation first with them, learn what they're actually looking for in a home, then customize that list and then send it to them, and make sure to set the next meeting as well with a day and time set on their schedules and yours as well. This list then becomes personal, and so does the relationship. So you have to earn your right to the meeting by providing value, deliver the offer personally and customized for them so that it could only be for them and they know you've actually put in work for them. You've provided value, you build that relationship with them, have real conversations, not just like the automated messages which would be sent from your system. And then once you've provided value and built that relationship, now you can actually request the meeting, and they're much more likely to say yes now because they've assigned value to you. They know that you know what you're talking about. You've demonstrated that you have value and can provide it to them, and you already have provided value to them, and you've also built a relationship with them. And a buyer or seller is going to now be much more likely to meet with you, because they won't meet with someone they barely know. It's value and relationship first, meeting second. So if you like this video, drop me a like, drop me a comment with any questions that you may have, and subscribe, as I'll be dropping a lot more value for you as well.